good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Tuesday night No Life Beekeepers chat. So, Brad will not be with us tonight. He's got a session with his bee club, so he won't be with us tonight. Hey, Steve, we got Danny Newburn, Mike Tengway, Jonathan Stevens. Oh, there is Brad. He must be watching in the background. Roy, good to see you. So, we had snow, as everybody knows. We had snow here. Hey, Perry, we had snow around here, and yesterday it was a bit warmer, and I didn't see really any bee movement at all. So when I was talking to Brad, I was like, hopefully the snow didn't wipe them out, what was left, right? But today, it was just a little bit warmer, and all my colonies were flying. The colonies I have out across town in Lexington, they also, I got a text message. Yep, all the colonies are flying today, so looks good so far. Everything is in order. I also had a nice, I picked up a store, my first retail location, which is the City of Columbia Visitor Center. And they sent me a message this morning saying, hey, we need 20 bottles. Somebody special ordered 20 pounds of honey. They're making gift baskets. So they're using my honey in their gift baskets. So I was more than happy to put that together for them and take that out. And then I got another email about another store, but it's across town. It's quite a bit further drive. So they want me to come out and talk to them. And it's a bit of a drive for me. So it has to be worth it to make the trip, right? The visitor center is 15 minutes away. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe 20, but oh, look at that. And I just told everyone you weren't coming.
I heard that. Well, I can't stay long. I got a few minutes before my meeting, so
you're going to have to run off.
Yeah.
So
that's some good news about the store.
What's that?
That's some good news about the stores. You got a good order and possibly another one. You have to evaluate.
Yeah, I'm trying to solidify things that when I can't get out to my stand because of snow and other weather things, places people can go to find my honey when they can't get here, or just other avenues to be selling the honey. So I've been doing some things to try to solidify everything from buying flavors for my creamed honeys. And I'm a little disappointed at the company that I ordered from on the 28th of last month, right? January. And I haven't received anything saying that, hey, we've shipped your order. And they say, oh, no, we make the flavors as the orders come in. So it could be 16 to 20 business days. And for all of you that aren't fast on business day math, 20 business days is a full month.
That's a month. Yeah.
I said, so that's not real good that I have to order a month ahead of time in preparation. So maybe their flavorings are just so superior that makes it worth it. Otherwise, it's still going to be old Amazon for them.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
Gentlemen.
Doug's been pulling honey today.
Yeah.
He rode his snow machine right up to it.
Yeah. It's back from hunting dinosaurs.
Oh.
He had to take the bee truck out to put the Triceratops on the back.
Yeah.
So it is going well as far as getting things in line, but as I grow, I guess is the best way to put it, is that there's other little nuances that are becoming a little inconvenient. I may love to order from them, but ordering 30 days in advance for me at my size establishment is not optimal, right?
Yeah.
It's like if I would have known that ahead of time, I would not have
dealing with that stuff. I've got a thing, you got a thing coming up a certain day, and then okay, you got to do this, and you need to fit it in, and maybe you could do that the same day, and then somebody changes plans, and it's like, oh, okay, can I rearrange things? Am I going to make 2 trips? Am I going to waste 2 days doing that?
So right now, I'm running a risk of having to order flavors that I've already ordered from this other company to make sure I have it in stock to sell.
Well, now that you've got, presumably a fairly regular clientele for the flavors, then you probably need to start inventorying some of your ingredients.
Yeah, I try to keep the most popular ones on hand, but then something like, oh, I had a run on peach, and peach is gone now. And I can order I will say the company that I'm ordering from is less expensive than ordering it on Amazon. So there is a benefit of being able to wait that long if I can. It's just getting the stuff, getting it in line.
Yeah.
But inventory can get expensive.
Yeah, I don't like money just sitting on the shelf, right?
Yeah, you got to balance that.
And Brad had some.
I had an interesting phone call today. Having my lunch, and the phone rings. That national chain of grocery stores that I've been dealing with. There was one of those in Winnipeg. She knew about my honey, and she wanted my honey in her store. So she phoned me up and said, "Hey, come on over and bring some honey."
And it's one that you didn't stop at before.
No, it's one I've never been in it.
Pretty soon,
I probably would have gotten there eventually, but and she said it's kind of central in the city, and she said, "Oh, maybe it's too far to come," and I said, "No, it's not too far. I'll be there on Friday."
Well, hey Keith, so I mean,
so that's very very nice phone call to get. Hopefully, she moves a lot of honey.
Yeah, it's been it's kind of weird for me every time. I'm just like, I'll get a message and there's another shop across town that I got this afternoon. He's like, "Oh, well, here's her number. Just text her." So I text her, and I got, "Oh, you must have the wrong number." And then of course I looked it up, and it was like, "Oh yeah, I did have the wrong number." So I transposed a six instead of an 8. So I thank you, Steve.
Oh, Bob, we have snow here too.
Yeah, that's not special though. Mine's going away.
I just heard that was notable today.
It is notable.
So I thought I'd point that out. And
it is notable. Canada has
freeze
snow.
My butt off cold too. Yes, I was out clearing snow yesterday. I was out a bit too long, and boy, did I get cold.
Well, I'll tell you what. When we get these at this time of the year, because my bees fly so much during the winter, I'm always worried if they're going to run out at the end, right? Run out of food before things start picking up. So that's kind of when I saw nothing yesterday, I was like, hopefully it didn't wipe me out. But today
they'll eat way less food in the cold.
Yeah, today they were definitely out flying with nothing to do.
I want to check on Thursday. We're supposed to be +5, so
yeah,
we might get some yellow snow.
Supposed to be 3 here and windy though, so I don't know if I'll get a chance to check. Maybe the out yard here I can check. It's kind of sheltered. 3 and ice
we
though.
Went riding
I don't
today.
know if I could even drive there.
We thought it might be the last ride we get in. We've got about 5 days of plus temperatures coming.
Oh, wow. Well, that's not my forecast. It's going to get warm for a couple of days, but not that warm.
So when I was at the visitor center today, I asked them, I said, well, have you sold any of the honey that I left you the other day? She's like, no, we've been closed. They closed for all the snow. So the first day they came back, she said the lady must have saw it on our website and ordered 20 bottles. So I was like, good deal. So they still have.
Wow.
So it's been pretty good. I mean, first store, I guess they're $350 in sales at that store, and for me in the last 5 days or so. So not bad. Not bad at all.
Not bad at all, I'd say.
And then I went and helped my sister her. I dropped my taxes off to get done, and of course I ended up playing IT repairman because all of her stuff was not. I got this new. It's not working. Okay, so I fixed that, and I can't get my monitor to come on. Okay, so we fixed that. You know, it's just trying to make everything work for her. And I left her in a much better state than when I got there. That's for sure. So she should be able to keep her business going. 5 p.m., 67 degrees. Where are you at, Chris? Chris Dwayne? We got to get Mike a light for the front of him. He just moves.
Hey, Mike.
How's it going?
Going
Your project's looking good, Brad.
Yeah. And paint all over. I've been painting.
And watching paint dry.
Yeah, I'm watching paint dry mostly today. So it's been a pretty exciting day.
I charged my tax return for IT work. She doesn't charge me for my taxes, so I'm not going to charge my sister to
giving back.
Fix her system up. Oh, he's in Bakersfield. Okay. Oh, wow, you're close to Todd then. Todd's near Bakersfield, I think. Not that I'm up on my geography that much, but I guess you guys are all buried in the white stuff still.
It hasn't gone anywhere.
Yeah, there's still snow.
We got a very little bit.
Nobody cares.
We expect it for you.
It's just funny. I just think that's hilarious. It's like, oh my God, we got snow. Yeah, we got snow too. Yeah, who cares?
So it's, gosh, if it warms up here really soon, like I said, most people around here like to start doing splits around Valentine's Day, which is only 2 weeks away. And we just had snow like 2 days ago. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if it's probably going to push back a little bit this year for us.
Yeah, I'd be interested when you can get in them. Interested to see.
I could have got in them today.
I'd be interested to see what effect the cold weather has had on them, because that'll push that brood down.
Oh, I'm sure that some were cannibalized. Now, I think it was 3 weeks ago that I was in, and there was eggs and larvae and everything, which all of those should have been hatching out by now. But with the cold, they may have cannibalized it, or chill brood or something like that, if they didn't have enough bees to keep it covered up. The little Lyson 6-frame hive, that they just keep that one box right packed. And I told you last time I went in there, I pulled one frame into a second Lyson box and put a comb down below to try to get them to move up a bit. They're really active, which kind of surprised me, because last year I had a real hard time getting them to go past 6 frames. They were just content being in a bottom just filled up, So we'll see how that happens. And some of the other stuff, if it warms up, it might start getting consolidated into more of a just a single 10 frame.
So your brood patterns, when you come out of the cold, when you look in there, you may see little crescents of sealed brood with space inside it, and that'll be the chilled brood. If you see any of that, it'll be interesting for me to know what you see in there.
I'll see if I can get out there. If it's warm tomorrow, we might do that. Send you a photo.
Well,
and see
don't
this.
Don't go in too early. You don't want to be the source of the chilled brood.
Wouldn't be the first time.
I know. I've done it. That's why I'm saying I've done it.
I am the king of the chilled brood, making splits too light too soon, trying to get ahead of the game, and then we get snow, and then it snows again a week later.
Yeah.
But we've been trying to let them get stronger faster, build up, and then do a little stronger split. So we'll see how that goes. Because I don't even think if I wanted to get cells from down the road, it would be March before I could get those, which, sounds like a long time, but it's only really 3 weeks away, right? 3 to 4 weeks. And we'll be right there. Trying to get it going.
Well, if we get +5 on the Thursday, I might try pulling a couple of feed plugs and peeking in to see what's in the hive. Don't want to open them yet.
I want to put some liquid feed on, but I don't want to buy sugar. So it's one of those things right now. It's like, I got some fondant. I might just toss some fondant in there, let them go. I don't know if that'll help. I mean, it'll definitely help keep them from starving, but it may not help them build anything up.
Doug, as far as temperature, I always am under the impression that if you get temperatures around that, 5 degrees or so, if it's one of those nice sunny days and it's not windy, it's okay to open that lid for a few seconds, isn't it? To maybe slide in some fondant or get a bit of a good look.
Yeah, I don't like to crack the seal. Like they usually have that lid glued right down so you don't get any drafts in there, and I don't like breaking that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Danny said he had Big Mike's honey on a sweet potato tonight.
Who did?
Danny Newburn.
Nice. Never tried that, since I don't like sweet potatoes.
You don't like sweet potatoes? Oh,
no.
My goodness. That's my favorite food group.
Yeah, that's your favorite food group?
My other favorite food group is cheeseburgers.
It's cheeseburgers. I keep my sweet potatoes down to like sweet potato pie at Thanksgiving time. That's about it.
I like the light flesh sweet potatoes, not the orange ones.
Not the orange
ones so much. No, I like the yellow flesh sweet potato. We don't see those much around here, but when I see them in a store, boy, you're coming home with me. I love those things.
I like my red meat.
What color meat is Triceratops?
Pink.
Does it have light and dark meat?
It's pink. It's pink.
My son-in-law always keeps a heifer, fattens it for us to butcher. But I'm going to have to buy beef because the one he was fattened for us to butcher, she had a calf the other day. So I can't do that now. She wasn't supposed to do that.
Well, I know what you've been up to. Brad, you've been making that display. How's that going for you?
Well, I got the pieces almost all painted. I have to flip them over tomorrow and paint the other side of some of them.
Now, you already have them. Well, you already have them cut, just not assembled yet, right?
Yeah, I still have to trim some of them. I'm just dialing in the parts and whatnot. So I have to do some dados and do some routing and stuff. So I'll be painting again, but I won't have to try and reach into the shelves and do it the hard way.
Yeah.
So it was So it was an interesting day watching paint dry. It's a pretty interesting yellow color that I chose. Of course, it's got to be yellow, right? Color of honey. So I don't think we really mentioned what it is. Uh, I decided to build another store display shelving unit for one of the new stores that I went into.
Might have to go ahead and build another one. Now you got another store.
I might have to build another one. Yeah, that's okay. I'll build them. Of course,
Every
what
one
do
of
they
them gets
cost? Even this
faster.
one. Even this one just it's less than a sheet of plywood, and I'm gonna use, I don't know, half a gallon of paint on it. Uh, it's still $150. So, and then a few days of my time,
Right.
so they don't come for free. If you walk into a store and you see a shelving unit, you think, oh, I could use that in my store, put my honey on a store, and it's got a price on it, it's $150. You think, oh man, $150, I'll build my own. Well, I bought plywood and a gallon of paint. It was $150. So
Yeah.
bet-
it definitely adds up.
I bet you sell a lot more honey having a display like that than them just putting it on a shelf.
Well, that color's an eye catcher too.
Yeah, maybe. The only thing I think in that regard is if my honey is not in the honey section, because generally it's in a buy local section off somewhere else. If it's not in the honey section, then the honey customer goes into the store to buy honey and they don't see my product. And that's kind of the only thing I think
You don't
is
have it
maybe
in
not
both
an
spots.
advantage to me.
You don't have it on a display and on the shelf.
No, not generally. It's either in a buy local section or the honey section.
Drain the Swamp asks,
So,
how many pounds
but
of honey will it hold? Your display. Or kgs
how
in
many
your
pounds? Kgs, it'll hold 24, 30, 36 kgs.
So 72.
So that's 75 pounds.
75.
70, 80 pounds. Yeah. Well, it'll hold more than that, but I sized it and everything to hold a box of 12 jars of each of my 5 items.
And no
So,
buckets.
no, stores don't generally sell buckets. The margins are too thin on buckets. I've only got 1 or 2 stores that bother with them.
There's a Canadian Tire
I'm gonna
store
have to.
in Yorkton. They've got a display on the end of the shelves, and it just stands out. You can't go through there without seeing that big display and all the honey, and like it's a real eye catcher, eh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll see
Is it
what the
cheap
volume
Chinese
is.
honey or is it Canadian
I'm okay
good
with
honey?
No, they have a local beekeeper there that supplies it.
Gallon and a half.
I think I'm going to have to go and get ready for my meeting.
Is that starting like 6 minutes?
So
7:30.
yeah, pretty soon.
Well, we appreciate
Yeah.
you stopping in.
Good seeing you, Brad.
Yeah.
He just
So you
wanted
guys
to make
have a
sure I
good
didn't
time
cut it
tonight?
short. Oh yeah. All right, Brad. We'll see you later then.
All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Have fun. How about?
He has a beginners, a novice meeting is I think what he calls it, or more beginner beekeeper type of meeting tonight that he does. A lot of people have Tuesday night meetings, eh? So it must be a good night of the week. No, let me see if I can remove. There we go. We just removed him. He's still in the back room. Hadn't timed out yet. Let's see. What have you been doing, Big Mike?
A little bit of this and that. Dump run. Guy I work with took a fall Friday, so he's still a little too slow to work, and I'm okay with that.
Just slip on the ice or something?
Yeah, did some rib damage, collarbone, shoulder.
That's why I don't go out in the snow very much. we don't have
He
very much
slipped,
to go out in.
he
So
slipped and fell off his backhoe.
off his backhoe.
Yeah, so he moving snow. He got out to do something and slipped and I think bounced off the tire and ended up on the ground.
Sounds like something I would do. Doug's the nimblest of us all out there on the snow machine.
Yeah, it'll
It
be
was
an
pretty
early
cold.
night for me tonight. All
Pretty
that fresh
cold.
air, all that fresh air just wipes you out when you come back in warm.
Especially you've got a fireplace. That wood heat just zaps you.
Yeah, I haven't got it going tonight, or I'd be dead. Yeah.
Well, yeah. So I mean, I guess we got a bunch of people in here from in the chat that are more southerly. Are you guys having? Is all your snow gone? If you got some, and if it has, what are you guys preparing to do with your bees at this point of the game? If they if they are doing anything, because right now there's not much for me to do. I mean, I really need to go out to the out yard. I just didn't want to drive through the guy's yard if it, because of the snow and it hadn't been wet. I didn't want to trench up his yard in my truck if something happened. So maybe tomorrow I'll swing out there and see if I got any flyers, and if it's warm enough, throw some fondant in there to make sure they got enough to make it a couple weeks, and get ready. It's 2026 is happening soon for me.
Yeah, it'll come in fast.
So Perry Joe says he still has snow in PA. Hello. So yeah, I haven't made any patties. I still have some Ultra Bee patty left. I've got plenty of Mega Bee if I need to make some, though. Make a mess is what I end up doing. Mess up the wife's kitchen using the mixer and everything. I usually do it in a 5-gallon pail. So that'll might be happening soon if I
When are you on your stand again?
Sir? Oh, when am I going to do the
When are
honey
you on
stick?
your stand again?
Soon as the weather gives me a break. Today was the first day that it got up over like 50 degrees. And it's supposed to go back down in the 40s, I believe. Let's see. Well, tomorrow it's supposed to get to 60, but rain at some point. Let's see. Oh, and it's air quality. Don't care about the air quality index.
You'll get pretty busy with that table, and then the bees coming in at the same time.
Yeah, it's supposed to be starting at rain is supposed to start at 2 a.m. is what it's saying. So it's going to be a rain out day tomorrow if the weatherman's right. So it might be Friday before I can get out there, because it's supposed to be in the mid 50s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which means I'll be able to sit at the table. I use the Appy tablets all year round, just about, personally, because I don't use anything else. So whenever they start running out, I throw some more in there when I'm in there. We try to keep them knocked down all year round. And there's probably still mites running around in there. So hopefully, if we listen to some people, hopefully that will help them build some kind of resistance. It's been over 2 years that's the only thing I've used. So, and this is actually one of the better years so far. Knock on wood. Hold on. Got my little piece of wood. I can knock on it. That it's been I've had the least loss this year too, compared to several of my other years. So doesn't mean I'm doing anything special. It just means I got lucky, probably. Just got lucky. But yeah, so I mean, Doug, you said it'll be what, April, May before you even bring them out, right?
Yeah, it'll be April probably.
And Mike, when's yours usually start up? May, March, May, or April, May?
April, maybe. Depends on what the snow is. Sometimes we get snow in April too.
Yeah, sometimes we get some cold snaps in April as well. But usually, if we get a nice bit of weather, they'll get pretty big over the next month or so. We should start getting a nice buildup.
We're almost guaranteed some snow in April, and sometimes the odd time in May we'll get snow right up till May long weekend even. So we know we're going to see it.
And but is it a substantial snow or more like just a flurry and it goes away type deal usually?
No, we can get a foot 16 inches, but by that time of year we've got thawing temperatures too, so it isn't going to stay long.
I got you. Kind of like here. I mean, I think
some
we got
big ones in the spring, but they don't stay long.
We got about 5 inches this last weekend, and it's all gone except for the odd spot.
Yeah, if the hives are populated heavy, it doesn't really bother them.
Well, I was more, I had snow on the landing boards, and it was plenty deep enough to, even after I brushed some of them off, it snowed enough to still cover up the whole entrance. I went back the next day and just knocked that out of there. Not so much for oxygen, anything to do with oxygen, but more to do with just in case they needed to come out, right? They wanted to come out and they couldn't. I don't know if it made any difference or not. Nobody flew that day. They waited till today to come out. So,
but that's why we use upper entrances here. You can guarantee the bottoms are going to be blocked.
So they just come up right out of the top and do what they got to do and go back in. Let me see. The weather has sucked here in northern Indiana this winter. I'm wondering, I mean, with the snow that we just had, that definitely put a lot of moisture in the ground, right? So things should, if the weather turns around a little bit and warms up, we should get some dandelions and stuff coming up pretty soon. I would imagine things are turning greener in my yard anyway.
It's not just Indiana. It's sucked all over. Like, it's been a real weird year up here, and I see it right out to the East Coast.
Let's see. I don't use this. Do any of you guys use the Super DFM? Did you get the Super DFM fondant, or you got the powder form? I've used the fondant, but I only used it over winter last time. But yeah, so I need to get the table back up and running. It needs to happen this weekend because the money is running low. I need the honey to flow again. need the honey to flow for sure.
It comes in handy.
Yeah, you got to have it. Unfortunately, I can't take some chicken bones down and some marbles or something and try to trade them for some food. Probably won't work too well. The snow insulates. Yeah, that's what I'm learning more and more about the snow insulation on the colonies. But then you hear, all kinds of different things. Like here, everyone's like, oh, you got to clean the entrances off. And I'm like, but they got them in Canada buried all the way up and over in some spots, and they don't clear the entrances. So I don't know that it's that big a deal.
We had a yard one year, we probably had 8 to 12-foot drifts over top. And we actually dug into them because it was taking so long to melt. We were worried about them starving. And when you got down into them, they had just a perfect round cave all thawed out around them, from the heat from the hive. And they were quite fine.
That would be an interesting video. What'd you guys do? Use like a bucket and just scoop it off of the top of them and around it?
We had a tractor with the front end loader moving some of it and then shoveling when we got close.
Let's see. Vince Gagne says 0 degrees C, Southern Ontario. If the sun's out, he can check his fondant. I didn't put as much liquid feed on them this past year as I did the previous year. I mean, I put 8 gallons on every colony, and they just took it and took it and took it. And this year I gave them maybe 5 and let them run. And they seem to do, I mean, so far they've done pretty good. I think since this started, and now assuming that everything in this out yard near me is still alive, because all the other colonies are alive. I lost 2 in that yard. One was a cutout that was a small cutout that it was in a nuke. It didn't make it, which it was kind of iffy if it would have. And I had one other colony that didn't make it. But other than that, everything else is seems to be doing pretty good.
So you're looking at splits this year, Bob?
Yeah, I think I'm going to try to be pretty aggressive on it. I'm going to try to do splits in the spring and then splits after the honey flow as well. So we'll see how it goes. Primarily, it's if I can get the cells in the drone population for queen mating, right? If I don't have, because I can't afford to go buy a bunch of queens that are mated, so I got to have the drones to be able to do that, which means their populations have to be up. So we're going to try to be pretty aggressive and get the numbers back right for next year. And, still try to do it where we have a decent honey. 1,000 pounds. If I can get 1,000, 1,200 pounds, I'll be okay with what I can get. But since I've secured a source of honey now, it's not as paramount, and now it's more. Yeah. Now I can try to get my numbers back right and offset it with the other if I have to. But it's last year, the different mindset, I guess, in it was last year I was more worried about making sure I could get honey because I had customers and nowhere that I knew to get it from when I ran out. So now it's a little bit different, and I can adjust my plan accordingly. So that's what we're going to try to do. It'd be nice to get 2,000 pounds would be awesome. Not going to happen, but it would be nice if I could get up to that point. The only problem is to get 2,000 pounds, I got to have tons of colonies, right? If I can average 50 pounds a colony, we're looking at 40 colonies, right?
8 colonies here.
Yeah, see, big margin of error, right?
Yeah, like you just shake your head.
Well, I'm probably going to expand to, I'm going to try to get my out yards to 10, and I'm going to probably add 2 more out yards up the road here. And then
I was wondering about that.
And try to get this one up to 20 or so that I've got here. And when I say 20, I count my colonies as anything that's got a queen in it. It's a colony. Is it a honey producer? Yeah, probably not. But, to at least get it to that point. And I figure if I got 10 in these other areas, I should be able to increase my honey production.
You'll find as you get yards spread around, you'll get more honey too.
Well, that's what happened this year. I mean, after the big die-off of last year, I had 50% of the colonies I did the previous year, but I only made 20% honey because I had multiple yards last year where I didn't have it the previous year. So trying to make that stuff work out like that is the thing.
And it helps if you get something that hits one yard and you have losses, you've got something else elsewhere that may be all right too, eh?
Let me see. Yeah, any queen you can make is definitely a plus there. Even, I think this year I've done it in the past. Last year I didn't make queens. Year before I did make queens, and I'd only made a little bit and then I stopped, right? A couple rounds and then didn't make anymore. But I might try to be a little more aggressive on it this year and make more queens, because if I don't need them, I don't need them. I can always get rid of those, sell them or something like that. But if I do need extra queens, it's better to have some coming down the pipeline before you need them, right? So
better to have too many than not enough.
Can always and that's the other question. These queens that are coming out of spring, they were all, except for the swarm colony, or the cutouts, I don't know how old those were, but all the other ones were new last year, so this will be their second year. So I'm gonna have to be looking at replacing those, just so it's always gonna be something to work on and perfect. But the more you graft, the easier it gets, I guess, and the more I guess the better technique you can get after doing it. I imagine the first time every year is going to be rough, but after that you should get better and better at it.
Unless you get older, you get shakier.
I get I have a hard time doing it on my desk, rolling them, because when I have my glasses on and then I have the magnification glasses on, I can see them, but the depth perception is off.
Yeah.
So I end up rolling them. So that's kind of where that is. Hey, Brian, good to see you. But yeah, so I mean, it's definitely, I guess here soon I'm going to start waxing some frames, some foundation, and get them ready to roll, and see what we can do. See if we can make it happen. If I got dependent on, usually it's been my experience that those license colonies, they always have a ton of brood in them. Once they start up, they're always like the strongest ones. For whatever reason. I mean, I think I know why, but I'll start probably making some self-starters out of those as soon as I see some drones. And, as soon as I see them walking, it's go time. I'll start grafting some.
You never started making any lip balm for your table?
Sir?
You didn't start making lip balm for your table?
I haven't yet. I haven't. I went to this. Let me see if I can show you. I've got this thing that happened to me, and it's a good thing. And there's my cat right on cue. Brad sends me so many photos. Let me see if I can find the one I sent him.
I see a lady up here selling hers for $8 a tube. That's awful good. That's awful good money.
She's proud of that one. All right, you got to go, cat. Get out of here. So I went to was that before the snow? It was before the snow, I think. I went to the to teach the the homeschoolers about bees, and then I set up my sampler, and I usually take 2 flats to my table of creamed honey, and this was the 2 flats after they had gone through it.
Yeah.
So I had to make some creamed honey, some flavored creamed honey. So I did, and that's back full again. But I haven't done much anything else. They just blew that right on out, and I only took a couple of those Madagascar bourbon vanilla bean ones. I could have sold probably 10 more of those because everybody wanted one, but I used one for a taster. I only had brought an extra one, and the first person bought that one, and then everybody in line, you got that? You got the vanilla? No, I don't. so I was at a loss on that one, but they bought up a lot of everything else, so that was good. It's good. I'm just a little bit upset with the supplier that I decided to try to buy some new flavors from, and I don't have a problem if it takes a long time to get something. I have a problem when they don't tell you up front it's going to take a long time to get something before you order it, because I would have ordered from somewhere else, and now I've got it ordered. I've spent that money, and now I'm waiting a month to get it. Right? That doesn't.
Now, why'd you change suppliers?
Because the prices on Amazon, you can get much better pricing from some other suppliers instead of just ordering it from Amazon. And in the past, I've only ordered it from Amazon, but things are getting to where instead of ordering it from Amazon and paying a much higher price, it made sense in my mind to order it from another company where I can get a better price on it and buy more at one time. Yeah. And so that's what I did. A couple new flavors that I haven't had before. And so, I was going to try that. So I ordered them thinking, it'll take a week or so to get here and everything will be fine. But then today I sent them a message and I was like, can you tell me when I'm going to get this or when I should be able to expect this? Oh, well, we make it as you order. So if I order lemon, they make it after I've ordered it. So it's not, it's fresh. That's a good thing. But at the same time, and you tell me it's going to take 16 to 20 business days. 20 business days is a full month. So it's like I wasn't prepared that far out. So now I'm probably going to have to order some anyway. So, but if it's as good as I'm hoping it is, then I just know that, hey, if I start running out, I just need to order it farther in advance and I can deal with it. But I would have liked to have known that up front.
We only do 2 flavors, but I found it's very important to use the same brand all the time, because with cinnamon, there's different strength in it, and boy, an awful difference in the flavor.
So that's kind of what I've been trying to work around right now. And had I not, now that Brad's not here, I can say this so he won't chastise me. But had I got that building that I was looking at a month ago, I wouldn't have had any problems with the snow. I could have been inside the building with the heater on and could have still been operational. So there's MJ. Hey, how's it going, man?
What's going on, guys? How you guys
doing? Still buried in snow?
Yep. It's melted a little bit, but we're still pretty buried.
Yeah, we're out of it right now. Just nice. Wet ground. That's it.
But if you're in that building, Bob, all the people driving by would say, look, that guy isn't out here anymore.
Right. I'd have to put one of them big neon open signs on the end of the building so they could see it.
Yeah, we're running an adopt a hive event right now. So basically, people will pay $60 up front. They'll get this year's crop when we pull in end of June, beginning of July, and we filled 15 spots in a couple of days. So you guys can do the math on that. That's not too bad. It's like a honey CSA.
Right. Well, I've been looking at doing that a little bit, but mine were going to be more expensive. And basically what they're doing is buying a package, right? It's going to go in my equipment. I'm going to tend the bees and all that.
Exactly.
Stuff. And I've been looking to do that, but I just haven't gotten around to putting it out. And then doing it on a live stream like this. Everybody hears Beekeepers, right?
Yeah.
They're like, if I'm going to buy a package from you, I'll just buy a package for me, myself, right?
Well, for anyone who is a beekeeper that's watching, so I also had like an idea for my area for host a hive, right? So like if I'm expanding my apiary, I want like people that are going to be able to allow me to put 20 colonies there, so then I could give them some kickback in return, which my deal is 5% of the entire crop, usually on the second year. But if someone wants 1 or 2 colonies for it to be worth my squeeze, I'll say the hives are mine, right? So the bees, the equipment, everything is mine. I will run it for you, and you will get all the honey crop. You could get to have bees on your property, but it's $600 for the year for that. That's what I'm like pushing towards. So maybe because there are people that are like, oh, put bees on my property, put bees. Not everyone wants 20 colonies of some high traffic bee population, but if you want 1 or 2 just to look at, and you get all the honey crop from it, and I just do the work, that's what I find my rate is good for. One is 600, and two hives is 1,000.
That's what I tell people
yearly subscription
that have asked me about putting bees on their property. I tell them I've got very few rules. The first rule is I got to have free access.
Yep.
Right. I don't want to have to text you and let you know I'm coming when I'm coming, because that could be very sporadic. And the other thing is I've also got to be able to put out enough bees out here to make it worth my while to make the trip out to your place to do it. Because otherwise, if I'm only putting 1 colony there, it's not worth it, right? To load everything up, drive up the road. Oh, I forgot this. Now I got to drive home and get it and turn around, come back. So, my daughter's in the chat. Tell him I said hi. My grandson's watching the YouTube stream. Now I got to keep it G-rated. But so yeah, I've been kicking some of that stuff around. I've had people in the past. One guy that buys honey all the time, last year after my big die off, he's like, hey, if you need me to buy some queens for you, I'll happily buy you some queens and have them shipped to you. I never did have him do it.
Yeah. That's nice though.
But people are, they're definitely willing to help out. Big Mike offered to help me out with some packages this year. But I feel kind of strange about that, right? At some point. But sometimes we need a hand up. I don't typically give people honey, right? Even if it's on their property, because I look at it as mutually beneficial, right? You have a farm.
Pollinators.
You have a farm. They're pollinating your stuff. Rest assured, right? So
100%.
So hopefully they're doing a service out there as well. And most of the people that ask me, they've never asked about, hey, do we get honey or whatever? If they did, I would probably say, yeah, sure, here's some honey, whatever. But
somebody called me up for a swarm capture. It was just on a fence post. And he goes, oh, I hear beekeepers give out jars of honey.
You heard wrong, sir.
Well, I heard many cows over there. I'm like, are they friendly? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, they friendly with kids? Yeah. And I go, I'm going to bring my daughter back, and you're going to let her play with the cows or like hang out and pet the cows. I'm like, I'll bring you a little jar of honey. I'm like, we'll have an exchange. It'll be nice.
That's it. I mean, I thought you were going to say, oh, I heard people that have cows give out milk.
Right.
Do you give out milk? Have you given away hamburgers? You're giving away hamburgers over here. We can swap. So, I try to when people come to the table, I try to make them, even when I go to like teach the kids, I tell them I'm a farmer. I'm a bee farmer.
You
right?
are. We are farmers.
And try to help them understand that it's just like if you were a peach farmer or cotton grower or tomato farmer or whatever you're doing. It's the same, right? You don't know what you other than Doug, who knows he's going to get like 3 million pounds a year. You know, it goes up and down for me. So let's see. Oh, they're talking fish tanks over there. But you know, we just try to make as much as we can off of what we got. And you know, I'll quick, fast, in a hurry tell them I probably got $50,000 worth of equipment. For here, that's a lot. If Doug would say 50,000, I got 50,000 sitting on this truck right here. That's behind him.
I mean, that truck alone is some money.
Is that like a Isuzu MPR, Doug? That truck behind you?
No, it's a Ford.
GMC? It's a Ford? I haven't seen a Ford cab over like that here.
Yeah.
We see Isuzus, and I guess they got a GMC model.
I think they're all the same. Just Ford puts a motor in this one, not an Isuzu motor.
Well, didn't Ford buy a Isuzu years ago?
Oh, might have. Yeah.
One of them. I think they bought one of them. No, Mazda. Mazda, I think, is the one they went in with. So I remember the Ranger trucks and they had a Mazda 2200 or something like that. I think they took them over. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to buy as little bee equipment right now and maximize as much honey as I can and grow. So that's going to be the main thing. This is going to hopefully be a growth year for me, because last year I did grow, but not as much as I probably could have. Like, you know, someone like James that has 10 colonies and ends up with 150 because he split them and split them and split them and split them. I haven't been able to do that effectively. Since
what I do is the first week of April, all my strong colonies, if they look like they got a good brood nest, I usually, because I have dead outs, of course, so I'll give them a frame of empty, a frame of pollen and some honey, a frame of brood. I shake a crap ton of bees out in the box, and I do a walk-away split with nukes. And usually one.
You take the queen out.
So I leave my queen in the mother colony. So I make the nuke and I make that the walk-away, so that mother colony could hopefully just keep building up. And I'll slap more boxes on, put a couple of blank foundations in, and hope that they just stack honey like crazy. This year, I think I'm gonna try grafting. Probably March 25th is what I have in my head. I think by the time that I graft and the queens emerge, I'm hoping that we should have some good drone population, and see where it goes. You know, it's just a box of bees for the builder. So,
well, I just really had losing terrible queen return rate, whether it's dragonflies or birds or you name it. Just not a very good return rate on that.
Just make a bunch of them. They'll make it back.
Just play the numbers. And that's the other thing, that when I've tried to do it too early in the year, the colony strength, as far as having resources to still be able to build up, has been tough.
So I think I had 8 colonies from last winter, right, coming out into last spring. 6 of them were good, where I could pull bees and then make nukes. I think I had 5 of those nukes make it back, and they were good. With the exception of 1, they all built up into double deeps throughout the year. 1, just for whatever reason, was just a little bit slow. They actually swarmed for whatever reason. They decided they were going to swarm, so I had another small nuke that broke off of them. And the other ones, the other 4 stacked up, double deep, fully drawn, stuffed with honey.
Last year, I let some of my colonies build all the way up into strong double deeps, and then just took a box right off the top and set it on another bottom board, right? So one side would have a queen in it, and one side wouldn't. And I did not know which was which until I came back later on.
Saw the cells
to see which one had brood and which one had cells, right?
So I've done a couple of walkaways like that, like an even split, where you have a double deep and you just split them up. But getting the resources right, and then if your bees are anything like mine, when they have like that crazy flow, you'll get some frames that work and some frames that don't, and then you might have to cut some to make them fit right. So if you're trying to plug and play like good frames for each colony and sort of like equalize them, it becomes a little tedious. I find just shaking a couple of frames of bees off onto a nuke, that was my go-to method.
You all right, Mike?
I think my hookah's getting him.
Water went down the wrong pipe.
You'd be the first beekeeper ever drowned in his lazy chair. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting year. I'm excited for it. Hopefully, lady wants me to come out to that store, but it is across town. I mean, it's
30-minute drive,
probably 45 minutes to get over there.
Yeah, it's tough.
And if it's a consignment type of deal where I've got to drop honey and then figure out, okay, you sold 6 of these, 5 of these, 4 of these, then I have to go back every so often to restock it and collect money, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what their model's like, but it will at least take me one trip out there to figure it out, I imagine. So,
I don't know. Could be a good thing.
Could be. It is across town. So if anybody says, do you ever come over here? No, but you can go to this store and get it. It's right there in your town, right? So,
well, if you could get another store halfway in between and make both stores buy like a 25 case per month, have them buy it up front. You give them a better rate. You tell them what you usually sell it for. You give them a wholesale type deal, but contract them into 25 bottles a month, and then make it worth your monthly trip. You know, you get 50 bottles down like that.
Well, I've sold 38 bottles or 38 jars to the one place that I got last week already. So I could, if I went through downtown, it probably might make it a little bit better trip out to the second place if it was kind of, if I went that way, go to one and then to the other. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with them. I'm hopefully optimistic, but it's kind of it's a consignment store. So it's got like antiques, but then they sell like locally made stuff there as well. So
tell them you want a booth right next to the register, or you want the honey right next to the register. Because I'm telling you, there was a thrift store in my town, and somebody was selling honey there, and they're like, I asked them, I'm like, oh, you sell people's honey? They're like, yeah, our honey guy's like leaving state or something, so they're not going to do it anymore. We need another honey person. Another month later, she was moving out of state, but it was basically like, she goes, this stuff flies off the shelves, and she had it right next to the register. So when you're going to cash out, they're like, oh, local honey, how cool is that? Let me get a bottle of that. So if you could work it with them where they'll put it up front with you, with the cashier, that's how you sell it.
Let me see if I've got, I know I do have it in here somewhere. So the one store, well, where'd it go? Hold on. Trying to move it where I can show it to y'all. So
how much sugar do you need to buy, Bucks? Yeah, sugar adds up fast. That's why I don't feed my bees. I let them die if they're supposed to die.
Let's see.
Pray to the Viking gods.
So the one little place that set it up for me, right? And it's got a card that talks about my business and a QR code. So if they scan the QR code, it takes them to my website where they can actually order directly from me.
Oh, that's cool.
Um,
Now, did you set that card up with the QR code?
no, they did all that.
Oh, wow.
So
I know nothing about QR codes.
they did all that stuff. This stuff was on the shelf for. I put it in there Friday. It snowed. They were closed Saturday and Sunday. So, and then today they ordered 20 more bottles for a customer.
Nice.
So it still looks like this. But I don't know about the other store, if they're going to let me put it on the shelf or not, or how they're going to do it, or some stores have a model where you pay them for the shelf space in the store.
Yeah.
And then you put it up. And I don't know. That's not what I'm looking to do. I'm not looking to rent a spot.
There's a place like that in my town, and it's basically like an antique store, right? But it's not an antique store. It's for anyone who has like a little side business, and everyone has like a little, like, let's say 8 foot by 4 foot area that they could set up shelving. And basically they know that came from this shelf, and then they tally up and they collect all the cash, and then you come in every month and they pay you after they take their cut, of course.
So it's definitely a work in progress for me. I know that's the only experience I have with this so far, is that. And I like the little local shops because they're local, and people going in there to buy stuff, they know they're buying local stuff. And, I just don't want to have all of my inventory in some store 45 minutes away from me, especially when I'm at the point to where I'm having to buy honey to sell at my table, right? So there's higher input costs on that stuff over there. I still make money on it, but it's definitely not the same money that I make when it's coming out of my boxes outside, right?
More effort, time is money.
Yep.
That's what I always tell people.
Well, yeah, I mean, at least with that stuff that I'm having to buy in is not costing me any time and labor other than putting it in a bottle, right?
Yeah.
So that's always something.
Let me show you. I just bottled up a couple of jars today.
Okay. But
will your honey stay liquid, Bob, or will that honey crystallize?
Well, funny you should ask that, because I had some today that was just out in the honey house, and it's been cold and it's starting to get cloudy. So I had to put it in the warmer to uncloudy it.
Look how dark this is.
Yeah, it is pretty dark, honey.
Yeah. So it was sitting in a 5 gallon for a little bit, and I popped it open today. It was just starting to get that tiny bit of crystallization on the top. I'm like, let me just throw these into some jars. And I looked at it as it's coming out, and it's thick, and it's dark. It actually got darker than what it originally started as.
Let me see. Trying to catch up with. Yeah, I do. Well, the one I just showed you the picture of, that is kind of right in between my house and the other place, so it would make a good little L. And you never know. It might be like Brad. The more stores you get it in, the more stores people find out that you have a product and they want to carry it, and then they call you or they text you. That's been the case so far.
Yeah. My mentor, I think he's in, I don't know the number, but it's like every little store I've popped into, or mom and pop shops or health food stores, he's in like everywhere, like all over the county.
Really?
I'd say 100+ stores, and he pulls about 10 tons of honey a year.
I got a message the other day because on my website you can click contact and write your information. It gets emailed to me, right?
Yep.
They were in Luxembourg, like the country.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, asking, hey, can we order honey from you? It would be better if you just messaged what you wanted to me, because I would have to figure out what the shipping would be.
Yeah.
Right? I got burnt on that. I've been selling my swarm lure on Amazon for, I guess this will be the 4th year, and it was up in Canada. I had it on Canada, and I had it on Mexico Amazon. Okay. And I got my first ever order from Mexico for swarm lure, and that won't be on there anymore after tomorrow.
Like $30 shipping.
It cost me $20 to ship it.
Yeah.
And so, it cost me $15 more than what Amazon charged them in shipping. And it would only allow me to ship it through DHL, which I had to drive 22 miles to the DHL drop off to drop it off. So total wash on that one, right? At least if I'm sending something to Canada, I can go to UPS or I can go to the U.S. Postal Service.
Yeah.
But it's still expensive. And Amazon doesn't calculate that. You think they'd say, okay, this is international shipping from this location to this location, and we know how much the item weighs, so they would be able to calculate that, but they don't, and you end up getting burned on it. So I do sell swarm lure in Canada. It's just you have to get it from Dancing Bee, so it doesn't go through Amazon any longer.
Yeah, I sold on Amazon for like a year. Because when I used to keep reptiles when I was younger, and I'm like, let me start a business and buy bulk like mealworms and crickets and then ship those out. And Amazon, if they were charging $5 for shipping, so I didn't do Prime. I think this was actually before Prime. If it was $5 shipping, they would take their cut of like $1 for having the sale on Amazon. And then they would take $4 for the shipping, and then they wouldn't give me the shipping label to ship it. It was terrible, like 10 years ago.
And then you have to pay the monthly fee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, they get their fees.
They get their money. It's not for the small guys, that's for sure, on Amazon. Then I started my own website, and I'm like, I'm just selling through my website. That's that.
It's a, swarm. The problem I have with Amazon. All right. So my swarm lure sells pretty good on Amazon. But because it's seasonal, they kind of recommend your product based on your comments and your star rating and all of that stuff, right? And the stars only stay there for a year. Well, guess what happens? For 3/4 of the year, you're not selling any because it's not swarm season. So all of that falls off. So when swarm season starts again, and it's time to start buying swarm lure again, well, now I have to rely on the customer to leave reviews, and most of them don't. So that's just kind of the way it works out. So it's always a struggle getting it back started.
What you should do is put like a slip in with your package and say, hey, if you come to my website and put in code whatever and make the code specific to whoever buys it, you can get $1 off, $2 off for next season if you order from my website with this code. And be like, leave a review, and you'll be able to use that code or whatever it is. And so you might entice people to put a review up. It's those little things like that, and it might.
Yeah, Rick, I've done that in the past, but then they have reviews, and then they have a verified purchase. Right? So, if you've bought it and leave a review, I think it carries more weight than just a standard review on it. I don't know exactly, but yeah, we've done that before. The other thing you should do is, if you haven't claimed your business off of Google, you need to claim your business off of Google, and then have your buddies go to Google and leave reviews give you some stars on Google. And that helps you rank in your search when someone says, hey, beekeeper near me or local honey, and you pop up first. Because if you do that near me, mine comes up first 100% of the time.
Is it easy to do that?
What's that?
Is it easy to claim your business on Google?
Yeah, you just search your business, and then it'll say on the side, it'll say, this is my business, right?
Okay.
And then you just click it and fill out the stuff, and it's yours. You can put your hours of operation and what you do and all that stuff in there. And then you can send your customers, when they buy your honey, there to leave you stars. And that's it really helps out. I mean, because I get random calls from all over the place when the season starts, and we have cutouts and, hey, there's bees in my bush, or whatever it is. They'll Google beekeepers, and when you pop up, you get the first call, first right of refusal if you want to do it or not. Send it down the road, kick the can down the street.
I'm gonna call it a night, Bob. That dinosaur hunting went hard on me.
You're tired. You're probably gonna be sore tomorrow from riding that machine.
No, just tired.
Just tired. All right. Well, have a good evening, Doug. We appreciate
seeing
it.
you, Doug.
Thank you. Yeah, Doug got out and rode the snowmobile.
That's fun.
And I'm sure tomorrow he will be very tired, very sore. Let's see. Got messages.
So how do you get your business on Google is the question.
Let me see.
Because I just searched mine and I'm finding something else.
Let's see.
I'm on some Bizopedia.
All right. So when you Google, let me see if I can pop this up. This is a good thing to do off season, right? So I Google my business, and somewhere over here, if it's not my business, it would say claim this business. You see right now it says you manage this business profile.
Yep.
And I only have 13 reviews, which is not great. I try to get people to do it, but like right now it's asking me I can add my social medias and all kinds of stuff to it. I do have 725 customer interactions though.
Nice.
And then my website pops up, my Facebook, my YouTube, all of that stuff. The other thing I've been doing, if you haven't been to my website recently, I did change the, I'll say I added a domain. I didn't, so I've started doing a little more of the AI photo stuff.
Okay.
To make my photos on my website look more professional.
Cool. Just like take the picture and say, keep this in the frame, but put a professional rustic look behind it.
Yes. So
Love it.
Right here, I took a photo of creamed honeys, my creamed honey, 3 jars, and then, told it, hey, put it in a nice kitchen, right? Boom, nice kitchen. And it added lemons and strawberries and blueberries. It actually did overdo the colors on some of these, but I don't care for that point. Hot honey. That's my bottle of honey.
That's
I even
awesome.
did it with some of the other photos, right? Like I sell a pint jar.
That's so cool. This
is the bottle that I use. So just make it look more professional.
Yeah.
They can do a drop down and stuff like that. So I am trying to customize this a little bit more. Let's see. And I still have more to do, but it just makes it look nicer. And I'll give you an example to what it used to look like. Okay. Shop. Let's see. Honey. Maybe it's in categories. All right. So, I saw it a minute ago. I had a photo that was just basically the picture of the bottle sitting on top of a PowerPoint background, right?
Okay.
It looked terrible. So that's why I've made this move to make it look better. Just a little bit better looking.
Although it costs like $20 to ship that swarm lure to Mexico, you have to feel good about it because he's pulling in all Africanized bees. Gotta laugh about that one.
Yeah, the it makes it a lot of you know, at one time I could actually look at all of the places that I've shipped to, and I've shipped to quite a number of places. So it's a good thing when you take something from nothing and you start making it
100%.
work. I'm in some bee supply stores and stuff like that. So I'm trying to make it to where I don't have a dead season, right?
Yeah.
Like swarm lure is good through swarm season. After that, you gotta have something else, right? Or it's gonna be a problem.
What we do in the winter is we do chapsticks, whip tallow balm, and then our goat milk soaps. And that's until we get hopefully up to our 100 hive goal, but that won't be until 2027.
Did Hope just say that the review he gave me how long ago? He gave me a review years ago, and it came back with 5,000 views of his review. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do. You see, and what I really like is that once you get that set up, if I'm doing a live on Facebook that I'm out with my table, I tell them, hey, if you can't remember my address, just Google Walker Bee Ranch and hit directions, and it'll take you right there, right? So it does help out from that aspect. And, it's got photos of the outside and all kinds of stuff like that. So it does help out. But if you don't claim your business off of there, people won't be able to find you when they Google you anyway.
Yeah. Now, do I have to use Google Ads and like promote my business with Google Ads?
No, I've never used it to promote it. But you will get, in fact. Oh, you know what? Here's that photo. That's where I saw it. Will it show up? Of course not, because that would make it too easy. If I actually clicked the photo and it showed the photo. All right, so this is the kind of stuff I was doing before. So AI has helped me change this. So this is kind of like how I was doing it before.
Okay.
And then you saw the one with the cutting board and the 3 jars.
And you basically just like you pull that out, I guess, like with the iPhone, that selector tool where you can make it a black screen or
no,
whatever.
You don't even have to. That AI photo I did is I just had 3 jars sitting on the cutting board.
Well, no, the AI is great because the AI will do it all for you.
Yep.
But I'm saying with the photo that you have here, did you like pull it? Like
yeah, I did on this one. I did.
Okay. But then you just like take a Canva backdrop or something.
I just did this on PowerPoint, right?
Okay, nice.
But it shows you my elementary schools of that. But nowadays, you can just take a photo of it up, and it can be sitting right here on my desk. Upload that to, in that case, it was Gemini, and say, hey, this is a photo of this, and this. Can you put it in a nice background, or can you set this on a beehive, or it's a creamed honey, and it puts it for you, and you can edit it as many times as you want to. Yeah, James said he had a lady find him on Google. Yeah, that would be the first thing I would do if I had a tip to somebody just getting into this and trying to sell honey or bee products. Especially when you're like me and nobody knows that you do it over here, and then start with Google. Here, I'll add that.
Yeah, so that's me in the bee yard, and my wife we have like this cool little outdoor table, and she just popped a couple of jars on and took a picture of it, and we'll post this on like Facebook Marketplace and just our Facebook page.
Now, what you will notice, if you took this same picture and put it into Gemini, it will mess up. This writing will not look great.
Yeah, sometimes it'll warp things.
Yeah,
That's for
this
sure.
might come out looking like alien writing or something, you know.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something that that you're able to enhance if you want to.
Yeah. If you look close at that frame that I'm holding, you
Mhm.
see how like the top middle is like missing? That was actually from an extraction. So they were just like rubber banded in.
Yeah.
And that's just how the comb fell
Yeah, I've done that
when they
before
pulled it
too.
off.
And they just chew the little rubber bands off and drag them out the front.
Yeah, right out the entrance. It's nice. Just go and sweep them up. Good to go.
But that would be the first thing, you know. Obviously, I've been doing it out front enough now that people stop. But there's tons of people here that don't know, especially when you get an apartment complex or somebody that says, hey, I need some bees removed. The first thing they're going to do is Google beekeeper. And when you pop up, right? So
I work with a pest removal company. And what he does is he had a beekeeper that was always flaking out on him. And he called me up one day. They found me like doing whatever on Facebook. Wait a minute.
To leave us.
Are you leaving, Mike?
I just saw
I'm beat.
in chat.
I can't keep my eyes open.
Not a problem.
There you go.
Always fun
later.
hanging. And with the pest removal guy, he basically contracts me in. So he's just like, I'm gonna hand you over to Mike at MJ Farms, and he'll take care of you. And we actually had this one apartment complex, so terrible. So it's the first floor was all cinder blocks, so they're honeycombed in that cinder block. So I tried the trap outs, but then everyone that's there, they're all sitting out there, and it's summertime, and they're hanging out, having their beers. Like whenever I'm there, I don't think anyone worked at this place. And they're like, "Oh, do you have honey? Do you have?" And I started bringing boxes of honey with me to sell while I was working the bees.
Lisa says she would say 60% of her customers for bee removals and honey comes from Google Business. Exactly.
Nice.
That's exactly right. That's what I find too.
Yeah, no, I had to find out how to get myself onto Google Business. I try to stay away from anything online. Like we have our Facebook, we have our YouTube. But like we were hacked a few years ago. Like we had a total takeover on our wireless account.
Mm-hmm.
And then they tried getting into our banks and all this other shit. It was total nightmare. And since then I've tried to pull everything that we have related to us offline. Maybe that's why. I mean, if you Google MJ Farms NJ, we do pop up with our Facebook and things like that, but it doesn't pop up as our business, which is interesting.
Right. If once you get it on Google, I mean, if you look at it, it's just it's kind of like a library, old school library or Yellow Pages, right? They Google it, boom, you pop up. They can contact you if they need to. I like to go back through some of my photos on social media just to see where things were. Like in 2023, on my birthday, surprisingly enough.
Nice.
My uncapper came.
Ooh, that's a machine, huh? Look at
that. It's the semi-automatic one, right?
Okay, but that's still a nice machine.
It's got the.
Now you load the frames on the back end, and then it runs them up.
Right up here.
You have to grab them, but before they fall out, right?
I put them in here. No, they slide down here. This part over here.
Okay.
And then they come down.
Oh, it comes down, and then it just
I have a handle on the other side where I turn them through, and then it ejects them out on the slide rail.
Nice.
So I can do 30 frames, load my extractor up, and then do another 30 frames while that's extracting.
Okay, nice.
And then I just empty the extractor out, the empty frames back into the box.
Yeah, I wish I had some fancy stuff like that.
And so that's this is the semi-automatic one though, so I have to turn that. But that was this year will be 3 years since I've had that, so I've used it 2 seasons.
Okay, what's it run on? Is it electric, or is that like an air compressor on the side?
That's the motor that
runs the blades.
The blades, yeah. And then it's got a steamer that steam heats the blades. And then I have to hand crank the frames through, and then it just pushes them down.
Have you ever checked the moisture with the refractometer after that steamer goes on? I'm curious if it increases any moisture content.
Nah, because it's the frames aren't getting hit with steam. It's
just the
just heating
blades.
them up from the end. It just circulates
Okay.
the steam through. So that's the let me see if I can remove this.
So do you have to have it connected to a water source then, or you just fill up like a reservoir?
bucket? Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if
What'd that cost you? I was like, I've looked at the uncappers, they're like $2,000.
nowadays they're about, this one's about $5,000. It was not 5,000 when I bought it. It was like 28, I think, when I bought
There's
it.
this one person that I looked up. I forget his name right now, but it's like, you know, if I had to restart my bee business, this is what I would do. And he basically was saying he would have started an LLC instead of being like a sole proprietor, because LLCs have like a lot more capabilities for getting grants and things like that. And I think he eventually did change the LLC, but he got grants for bottling machines and bottling equipment.
Right.
And he was saying something about an LLC. If you hire disabled veterans, the government will actually cover, like, I think it was 75% of their pay, and you cover 25% of it.
Well,
And
I'm
I
a
think that's up
disabled
to
veteran,
1
so
year.
maybe I should just
Hire yourself.
hire myself.
I think it's only for 1 year time that the government will do that, though, which is freaking awesome. You know,
I'll take
and they
70.
say
They say, what's your pay? Nothing. 75% of nothing. This was
is it the Secret Garden apiary guy? It might be. Look at that.
so that was a few years
Are those
ago.
Pepsi bottles?
They are. So you know those Pro Nukes have
They
a
got
spot
the spot on the
right in there. Yeah.
Now
And the
you
other
just
side you can do the big.
do you have to break out that circle, or does it have slats in it? How
It's
does that work?
It's got slats that you can cut off with a razor. So
Okay,
you can just flip it upside down on there.
and you just punch a hole like normal.
Yep. Just drill a hole in the lid or two and
Cool.
flip it right upside down.
When I was at my mentor's, he gave me a winter feed or spring emergency feed bucket. It's a 50-pounder. I'm like, John, I don't feed bees. He goes, neither do I. He goes, I don't want it though. He goes, I ordered it thinking I was going to use it, never did. He goes, it's still closed.
This is how I started my bee table.
There you
I
go.
literally just rolled my truck back and flipped the tailgate down.
Do you know the nectar source on those middle ones? I'm very
No.
curious. That looks like good honey.
It's really dark.
It is.
My ugly kitchen. But yeah, it's just kind of progressed over time. See if I can remove this without.
And it's okay. My kitchen's no better. I have a 1945 farmhouse. Pretty sure the kitchen is original still.
But yeah, I've gone through different iterations of bottles, labels. This was a picture that I caught of a nice, pretty queen right here. Back when drones and nice queen. I don't know why it doesn't let me take this down without having to completely stop sharing, but whatever. But yeah, I've had honey that was really clear, had honey that's really dark, anywhere in between. In 2021, I went and taught a second grade class about honeybees, and a few weeks later, I received a brown envelope that had a bunch of thank you notes from the class in it with a bunch of artists. Yeah, he talks a lot about benefits for veterans, but a lot of the stuff that he talks about benefits for veterans are like being able to use certain sites to like buy from the auction or buy wholesale from the government and stuff like that, which a lot of times still requires you to have funds, right? A lot of funds coming in.
Yeah. So if you look up, it's 41K/month selling honey from his garden, and it's from the channel Upflip.
Yeah. That's the same guy.
It's James. What's his name? James Hartman.
And he's in North Carolina, I believe.
Maybe it's competition for you. You're North Carolina, right?
I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina. That's the better of the Carolinas.
Well, he's basically doing what I'm doing now, but he started that way from the beginning, right?
Okay.
So if you listen to that whole presentation from Upflip, we all know as beekeepers the amount of honey that he was selling was much more than his hives could produce.
Yeah.
So it's so he started off early buying and reselling, right? Which, hey,
Nothing wrong with it.
He triggered a lot of beekeepers saying he can make that a month with 78 hives, right? So if the national average is 55 pounds, let's say he's averaging 55 pounds, give him the benefit of the doubt, times 78, it's like 3,500, right? I don't know. Let me pull my calculator up.
55 times, so 4,290 pounds.
Whoops.
And then what's the average rate down in the Carolinas? Probably $10 a pound, $12 a pound.
Yeah, 4,290. If let's say he's getting $10 a pound on average because he's wholesaling it to sell it in the stores, right?
Yeah.
So let's say $10 a pound. So that's $42,900. Far cry from 41,000 a month.
Well, he can make it in 1 month. He can. It's only
It'd be
1 month.
everything he had. Though, right?
It's only 1 month.
It'd be 1 month. So,
yeah, how to make this much money in 1 month? Just sell it all in 1 month, and you're good.
That's it. Just sell it all in 1 month,
and then just do it, times whatever, times 12.
But so how many hives would he does have a YouTube channel. He does.
He would need like 1,000 colonies.
Yeah, and he is. I saw where he's hired some disabled vets to work for him and stuff like that. So that's good. Hey, I'm not hating on him because some of the most notable beekeepers that we talk about in YouTube land, I mean, they do the same thing, right? Yeah. Bob Benny does it. I'm sure there's others. I mean, pretty much anybody that's selling a ton of honey is buying honey because they can't produce what they can sell. So, it is what it is.
I mean, our goal is to hopefully always sell our honey. I mean, this year we ran out of honey, or most of our honey, and we went to another like late year, I think it was November, farmer's market. So I asked my mentor, I'm like, hey, can I buy a case of honey from you? And he had no problem doing that. And he's like, do you want labels? Do you want to put your own labels? And he's got those, they're not the circular jars. They're the ones that sort of like teeter up, the glass jars. I'm like, just give me your labels. I'm like, I don't mind selling your honey, I'm like, technically my bees are your bees. I'm like, I got my first bees from you.
Yeah, that's what Brett says. Nothing wrong with it as long as you're not selling corn syrup.
Exactly.
I agree. But my mentor is just the opposite. It's like it's his bees, his honey, now he's got a different model because he doesn't even try to he makes honey because bees make honey, but he tries to sell nukes, right? His business model is selling nukes. So where I focus more on making honey, he focuses more on selling nukes. So he gets all of his money up front in the year, and mine carries the
trickles in.
So it's
the thing is, though, if you were to sell 100 nukes, right? Because nukes in my area go for $2.25.
Yep.
So you sell 100 of them, that's $22,000, right? Is that? Yeah, $22,000.
Yep.
And how much honey would I have to sell to make 22,000? That's what I think. Yeah. So I figure if I could break a nuke off of each healthy colony, and they're still going to want to swarm in May, at least by May, because that's what happened last year. I broke off 6 out of the 8 nukes, and 5 made it back. And then I think another 5 of those 8 colonies that I started with still swarmed, and I caught 4 of those, and they were massive.
Well, the difference is there's a couple things. I mean, if you have it set up to where you're building your nukes if that's built into your system, right, then definitely you could do that. And when I say that, like with him being only nuke driven, he's got a couple disadvantages in his model, and it's nothing we haven't talked about. So I'm not talking bad about him because he's on YouTube too, so he knows. First off, he's not grafting, so he's doing a lot of walk away splits. Which the problem with walk away splits, when you're trying to do it as a sustainable model for business to resell these nukes.
Mhm.
All right, so I've got these mother colonies that have resources, and I take a frame out and let them make a queen. Perfect. They make a queen. Now I have a certain percentage of them that won't come back mated.
Yeah.
Right. So now I have to go back to my mother colonies and grab another frame of resources to do it. And when you're selling 180 nukes, it takes a lot of resources. So where if he modified that a little bit or started grafting his own queens,
Mhm.
then he's not stealing the resources. He's got one colony that he's grafting these cells out of that he can just continuously put cells in. That
Yeah.
would be better. Or if you wanted to go all in, then best way possible is if he could get a bulk of queens
Mhm.
and just make splits with mated queens.
Yeah. So
And
what my mentor was doing is he was doing nukes for a little bit. He would do like anywhere from like 30 to 40, just to like up revenue a little bit. And what he would do is he would pull, I think he made up 4 frame nukes. So he pulled 4 frames out. He'd replace those frames because they always say it's good to keep getting fresh wax in. And he would order a whole bunch of mated queens. So he'd drop them in. As long as they were doing their job, he would send them out the door. But the thing is, he kept getting beat because he would never take deposits. So he had people like, oh, like, when do I pick up my nuke? Like, that you got to come pick them up today, otherwise they're going to swarm on you. Like they've been ready to pick up for a week, and then people would just be like, oh, you know what? Like, not this year. Like, I'm not really set up for it. It's like,
well, the other thing with nukes is you've got to figure out that yes, 2 1/4 sounds great.
mm-hmm.
But you got 5 frames, they're going to cost you $3 to $5 a piece with foundation, right?
Yep.
So that's $15. And then how much is a pro nuke, or how much is a Jester box?
Yeah, you could get the boxes. So what my mentor was doing is he was like, you bring your nuke box back, but then he'd get beat on some people just keeping them and not bringing them back. So you could get the cardboard boxes. I think they're like $8 each if you order like 100 of them. So you have
but
some.
You're in $800.
Yes. So you still have, but you sell 4 of them and you make your money on that, right? And then you order, let's say you order 100 queens and that costs you $2,000. But if you sold 100 nukes, like it definitely works out. You're not making $200 profit per box. If you have $15 of frames, $20 on a queen, so it's $35, and let's say another $10, so $45 in. So you're still working out like $170 profit, which is not terrible at the end of the day per box. I've thought about it, but then I have to get the state apiarist in here, and then they have to like inspect, and I can only breed from 1 yard and sell from 1 yard. And I don't know if I'm going to have better odds here or my second yard. It's like, and then once the state's in your hair, then that's a problem, So I've thought about it.
And maybe it's not a problem, but maybe I've just got it that it's a problem in my head because of where I'm located geographically. Right.
Okay.
I'm in South Carolina, right? So I'm in the South, not like South Georgia or Florida, but I'm in the South. And getting nukes here early in the year, the only place you're going to get them early, like when I need them,
is from Florida, probably
Florida or Georgia.
Yeah.
And guess what? All of the clubs and everything across the United States are also ordering them from Florida and Georgia.
Yep.
So me being a guy saying, hey, I need 10, I take no priority at all. Like, well, we might have an extra 10 we can get, or you know what I mean? Or if I need queens. Oh, you need some queens? How many do you need? I don't know. I need 20 queens. Oh, okay. Well, we might be able to get you 20 queens because you didn't order these back in October or whenever they started the ordering, right? So people that are ordering 1,000 queens for the almonds or whatever, they're going to get the get first choose, right? Or first right of refusal. So it makes it a little bit difficult. Now, if I could get them and make nukes and stuff for people that are like more up north than I am, then this would be a perfect place to be able to do that. Graft a bunch of queens and you know, have queens ready to go and pack them up and send them up to New Hampshire, as as Big Mike says. You know, it would probably be a better thing for that. But it's hard to get the timings down for me, at least being a small guy. And if I order them from California or somewhere like that, I can get them to you in May. I don't need them in my honey flow. I need them either after my honey flow
or right before
my honey flow, right? I don't need them right in the middle, because one year I got queens from California that actually were replacements for some that were dead when they got here, DOA, and so they replaced them, which I appreciate. But I got them the 25th of May.
That's
so
late.
What am I going to do with queens on the 25th of May?
Well, I mean, if you had a failing colony that would have died otherwise, it's a good thing, because they'll keep going. But if you're looking to maximize and have that that new colony go and make honey for you, then it's
then I got to feed them up, right? Because we're getting ready to hit a dearth and everything else. So that ended up
how long is the dearth down by you guys?
It could be July to August, you know. And then once September comes and it starts cooling off a bit, we can get a fall flow or late August flow. But it's not always guaranteed, and it's not always long, right? So there's issues with that as well. So, and then if I do get them at that time of the year and I have to put feed on them so they can build their colony up, well, guess what happens? My big colonies hit a dearth, and they're going to rob the crap out of them.
Yeah.
So that's it just becomes a challenge. So I feel like if I do the pre-flow split that I want to do, and then immediately when I harvest the honey, split them all again. Then they're all equally weak.
And then just build them up from there. Yeah, build them up till the winter.
So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to try to do. I figure if they're all equally weak, they all have the same chance of defending themselves, right?
Yep.
So, and then, you know, new queens and let them rock and roll.
See, I'm thinking I'm gonna do my walkaways like beginning of April, and then I think I'm gonna try to pull at the maybe mid-April on colonies that are just still booming, and I'll use the grafted queens and I'll try and drop them in there. This will be the first year grafting. I got the stuff last year, but we got so caught up with all of our other ventures on the farm that it became difficult to find the time.
Well, in our Facebook group, the No Life Beekeeping Facebook group, there's a spreadsheet in there that James, Old McNally's honey farm, put in there, that you put in the date that you're grafting, and it populates everything as far as, okay, on this day I should have this, on this day I should have this. Okay, I need to, you know, put them in the incubator or put them in their nukes, or it's got all that broken down for you.
Yeah,
it's
I've got
like
the
a Queen Ride dial
spreadsheet. Yeah, nice.
So
yeah, because I know if I'm taking them, I know like it's like day 10, you pull them out and you put them into the closed cells or the hair rollers, put them into the incubator, and then that's basically the same day you want to pull all your splits, so they go queenless for like a day or two.
Let me see if I can check this.
I know the method of it. I just haven't implemented it yet.
Last year,
I've got the same one that you've got right there. Is that like the JZBZ ones?
This little deal you do?
Yeah, I got the same one.
All right. So once I've what I've done in the past is I don't graft into these. I've got another thing that I graft into, But what I will do is, or maybe I did graft into this one. I don't know. I don't remember. I have to look back. But I've got so much equipment. But once I get the cell in here, this little piece of wood that I had has these little top bar pieces.
Okay.
And
You
I'll
pop 'em
actually
in there.
I just
Right
put
into
them in the
incubator.
incubator just like this.
Okay.
So they're hanging inside of the
Yeah,
roller
perfect.
cage. And then once they hatch out, they just hatch right into the cage, right?
Nice.
And then I'll pull them out on my desk right here, and pull the cell out, and go ahead and pull her out and mark her back.
Yep.
Put her back in the cell and just plug her back in with the top piece there.
Nice.
And that worked pretty well. And then I went out to my little 2 framers and just let her pop the end off and let her walk into the colony.
Yeah,
And
I did some natural grafting this year, right? So when I did like a couple walkways or I had like a colony that was swarming and they had like 16 cells, I actually cut some of them out and put them into those basically like makeshift and then right into the incubator when I saw like the tips were ready to go.
I've also taken a piece of wire, or like chicken wire, not chicken wire, but the
Hardware cloth?
hardware cloth, and drilled a hole in a 2x4 with a dowel.
Okay.
And made a little basket and cut the basket out, and then just took the frame and stuck that right over the cell. So when she hatched
nice.
out,
So she's right in there. She's stuck.
right in there. Now, what
smart.
you will find is sometimes the bees will burrow through the other side of the comb to get to her. But if you're paying attention to it, I've done that and take that frame and move it to one, pop her out, let her go down.
Yeah.
Take it to another one, pop thing off, let it go down. And one year I made like 12 splits off of one frame because I had so many cells on. I just had
I think the most cells on one of my frames was like 15. It was crazy.
Yeah,
looked like a peanut board.
As long as those queens aren't getting killed, you can just release them over into the other one, right?
Yeah, that's what I did. I had a couple of colonies that just had crazy amounts and they swarmed. I had one colony swarm back to back, and each swarm was probably like massive, probably a package worth of bees each time it swarmed. And the leftover colony was still probably 30,000, 40,000 bees strong.
Nice.
It was insane. I remember one time on the other side of this fence here, there's just like a huge field. So I saw the swarm. I'm going to get my buckets. And as I'm getting my buckets, they're moving out already. They had clustered up and then they settled, getting everything ready. And now they're just gone. And I'm like, no. So I call my neighbor. I go, don't shoot me. I'm running through the field chasing bees. And I'm like, just trying to see where they're going, if they're going to land in like a tree hollow or something. I go cut them out later. But they were moving. They got away from me. And then I hit his cow fence and I'm just like, no, I'm not jumping that. And they were just gone.
Let me see. Hey, Dave, good to see you. Hey, while we've got 63, 64 people in here, please hit that thumbs up button. I'm seeing we only got 30 people that smashed the like button. We don't ask for much, just a thumbs up. That's it. Try to beat the algorithm, which I don't think works very well, but we'll try. But we've been going for almost 2 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and hang up the phone on y'all and end the live stream because my wife got home a little while ago and I smell the food cooking. So we're going to be eating late tonight. But at any rate, you guys have a good week, and we will hope to see you next week.
Good night,
Bye for
everybody.
now.